The Bear Roundtable Chats, episode 22.
That's how we start the show.
I couldn't hear that one.
He
Right?
said, what do you think of my ass?
Oh.
And welcome to the Bear Roundtable Chats. I'm Jay.
Mookie over here.
Seth.
We have a lovely guest star,
Hannah.
Miss Hannah, again.
Hello.
Haven't been on the show in a while.
True. Now that I'm in town, take advantage of the situation.
It's just doing me on the show
It's
one
always.
time. Right?
I think only one other time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot which one it was, but it was like number 5 or something like that.
No. 7.
You remember?
Okay, Jay knows. He's the archivist of the Bear Roundtable Chats, apparently. But yeah,
Might as
number
well
7.
be.
Alright.
But yeah, welcome back, everybody. It's been a couple of weeks. We had 4th of July weekend the
Damn,
week
4th of
before, so we
July.
didn't record. We all hung out with our friends and family, or we worked. Either way. But
Friends.
what did y'all do for 4th of July?
Well, I had like lunch with my mom, and for the fireworks I went to the West Campus garage and just watched it from the garage because you could see it like right over the arena.
How very
Awesome.
exciting. How about you guys?
Yes.
See, I had a bottle of scotch. I ate a bowl of
Nice.
sugar. I field dressed a cat.
You what?
And no, actually, I just went home and visited my family and
Aw.
watched the fireworks. It wasn't much more interesting than what Jay was saying, but I thought I could live.
Actually, it's a lot more interesting.
Nice.
Why do y'all always do this to me?
Because we like to pick on you, Jay.
Because you said yourself you're an asshole. Why would we not do this to you?
I know. What about you?
I went home, hung out with my brother, my family. And,
Oh yeah, that's right. You hadn't seen your brother in like a long time.
yeah, like 2 years. It was nice. We just...
Did y'all fight against each other or something?
No.
No.
We just stuck
We just hung out and shot fireworks, had a couple grass fires.
Wow.
because they didn't.
'Cause you know that
abide
there
by
is
Yeah,
a
certain-
burn
well, we
ban.
did because we didn't shoot off fireworks. We had the small ones.
But that's still
I
fireworks.
wasn't a big one. Last 4th of July, I blew up something in the middle of the street.
What?
What the hell?
What'd you blow up? Just fireworks, or did you blow up
A
something?
little animal.
A little animal? Like
No,
what?
I'm just joking.
Oh, I was gonna say, whoa! That's,
No, what we
That's
did
real.
was those big. It looked like a rocket firework. I forget what those are called specifically, but it's the one that looks like a
Rockets?
rocket and it has the big stick that comes out of it, so you can stick it into the ground.
Crap. I know what you're talking about.
I stuck it in the sidewalk grass
Oh, shit.
in the middle of the street with the, I guess, ass end of the rocket pointing towards the street and the rocket pointing towards the house.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And I lit it without realizing that when we stuck it in the ground, we stuck it in the ground too deep. So it didn't go up.
It just.
It went.
We
but
ran
it
for
didn't
our
go
lives,
up.
I know that much.
Right.
But you've seen the big ones that you see at whenever they have fireworks
Fireworks stands?
over the lakes and stuff like
Yeah.
that. The big ones, the ones that have the blossom out,
Yes.
really, really huge. We had that right in front of our faces, 5 feet away.
Oh, wow.
And you cannot run fast enough.
I think we set off probably about like a good 10 to 15 cars alarms off.
Did
Nice.
anybody get hurt, or?
No one got hurt. It was just hilarious when we ran away and someone called the cops. But yeah,
Did y'all get arrested?
no one found out that we did it.
How old were you when this happened?
This was maybe 4 years ago.
Oh my god, I was thinking like, well, I was a kid. I was
No,
a
that
little bit, okay,
was-
never mind. Okay.
I did more stupid stuff in my adult life than I had in my
Alright,
childhood.
never
But
mind.
yes,
Well, good for you.
I know.
Alright.
Next year we'll do it off the top of the P team van.
Yes, oh, very much.
Which, by the way, people, if if you happen to see a really old van that looks like the A-Team hanging around, you might see it in College Station. Well, I don't know. We may do some road trips.
Ooh.
We need to plan it. But anyways, we're thinking of acquiring an old Chevy van to make the P-Team.
I ain't driving.
We should take it.
No, we're making you drive it.
Why?
You don't have a car. We're doing it for charity. We're doing it for good. We're gonna give you a vehicle of your own to use.
Yes, and then you can have more freedom. You can just go and not have to ask anybody for permission.
I don't ask anyone.
Congratulations.
You just said that your sister won't let you drive.
With pedal bear plastered all over.
No. The thing is, after I had pissed her off the last time.
Whatever. One day she's gonna PMS and she's gonna be like, "Give back to me my car."
No, she isn't.
The name is in my title.
So?
Or the title's in my name. Shut up. It makes sense in my head. Leave me alone.
You're drunk.
Wow.
Not yet. But yes.
Speaking of drunk, I need to get there somehow.
There's beer, there's Crown, there's...
Can I have that drink or do
Go
I
ahead.
have beer?
I'm not gonna stop you.
I still didn't.
What's your drink, so?
Because you said you
I didn't say that. You said
it better have a lot of sugar or else, and I'm like, well, it's or else.
Well, you knew.
It's or else.
It's or else. I don't even know exactly what.
P-Team van, I'd probably drive it around.
PT van?
I'd love to drive that
PT
around.
van?
Oh, it'd be the community van. Anyone who wants to use it can use it.
We'd have to take it to an anime convention.
But since it's gonna be so cheap, I'm gonna treat it like shit. I'm not gonna drive it around like I do my car. But anyways, well, hopefully we'll get one. We'll see. The one that we found was about $800, and I don't know if it runs or anything. But I was thinking about contacting the seller. I don't have $800 cash. Well, I do. I just don't know if I want to put it down for something like that yet.
Right.
Since we're moving and stuff like that, but soon we'll have a P-Team van. You'll see driving around College Station, maybe Northgate, and all that other good stuff. But anyways, enough about that. Getting right before to the news stuff, I guess everything that's... These last 2 weeks have been absolutely retarded.
Yes.
Because every time I turn on the TV or anything, it's, of course, Michael Jackson. Yeah.
Fucking asshole.
Nothing around the world or going overseas or whatever. Yeah, he's
Michael
a
Jackson?
fucking asshole.
Who, Michael Jackson?
Because he took over and hijacked the news, ass.
He's dead.
So?
Do you think the news organizations give a shit? They're covering this thing like nobody's
people
business.
are the asses. And that's true. News is always ass.
Well, they're all asses.
Except for us.
They're all asses. I'm an equal opportunist ass caller. All of them are asses.
Equal opportunist
for dying and becoming
calling
famous
me an
over
asshole
dying.
too?
Huh?
Are you saying I'm an ass?
You're a very nice asshole. You're a
Very
beautiful
nice.
asshole.
Okay.
Wow.
I'm still an asshole. Alright, well now we discovered something about each other.
Wait a second. Wait. How are you related to the news?
No, because he says he's an equal opportunist, so he can't really exclude anybody and say they're not if he is a true equal opportunist.
You have to agree with me, though. Everyone has their asshole-ish moments.
That's true.
Okay.
But that doesn't make him a full-fledged
Well, if there we
asshole.
go,
I'm just saying that there's a
It's
little...
hard to
All I'm
asshole.
saying is that there's a little asshole in
Except for Except for Jesus.
No, there was an asshole in Jesus, too. What the fuck are you talking about? There's nothing in the Bible from what happened from the age of 13 to 30. How do you know he wasn't an asshole during his teen years?
It was unimportant.
Exactly.
It was unimportant because he was an asshole.
Exactly.
Well, everybody says stuff to make themselves feel better about their state
But
of
Jesus
being,
is
so that's
perfect.
what,
He couldn't be an asshole.
What are you trying to imply?
I don't know if I'm saying it like you feel like you're an asshole sometimes, so you gotta call.
No, I know I'm an asshole sometimes.
I know. See, it's like I know I could be the same way, but calling other people that makes me feel a little bit better.
Anyways, talking about MJ,
Fucking MJ.
I just don't like the fact that all the news has been centered around him and his.
Stupidness.
Well, he didn't do anything except for die. It's everyone else that's like.
Did you watch the funeral?
No, not really. I didn't want to. I didn't.
I didn't either, except for the part where his daughter cried and said she loves him, and that's the only thing I thought was kind of sad because it was like, nobody else does care except maybe.
The thing is, that happens in funerals all the time. Your loved ones, of course, are going to mourn for you, and I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Should it be televised?
No.
No, I agree with that, but I mean, Like you said, that's part of the media. That's going to happen.
I don't really care either way. I don't even watch the news.
Well, the thing is, I want to, since pretty much primarily everything on the internet, on TV, and everywhere else is going to be MJ, there's going to be some MJ stories today, but I want this to be the last day that we even discuss anything remotely related to his death, unless if something else happens later that's kind of funny, because there are some articles that I got that are kind of funny. I don't know if you pulled them down or not.
I think I got one.
That are not exactly related to his death or to his, not related to the fact that everyone's televising his death. It's like stuff that other people have said about his death. And so we'll get into that in a little bit. But the other thing that's in the news that no one really knows about, because MJ's 2009 big fiasco thing is covering the news right now, is Honduras.
Can I have
A lot of people know about Honduras.
No, tell me.
It's a country.
Well,
I mean, seriously, how much
there's the
do
asshole.
you know about what the news lately that's been going on in Honduras? Do you know of anything that's
No.
been going on?
I do not actually.
I know. I've heard it.
I
don't know.
But
I
I don't
listen
really
to
know.
like news radio and stuff, but I've not heard it yet.
What you would see, what little you will see, actually put on the news right now, especially by Fox and the other major news networks, is that in Honduras there was a coup. They ousted the current president of Honduras, and there is a temporary government in place right now. Supposedly, the stance of Obama and a lot of the other Latin American countries are that they don't recognize the new government, that they will isolate them from the rest of the world, and they will not be accepted into the UN because of the new government. They are not
Really?
accepting the new government.
See, now, I did not know this. That is something that is actually very...
Freaking MJ is all over the news.
No, I agree
And,
that
you
it
know,
has taken up
there's of
everything,
course
but
other
wow.
news stuff going on besides that, but to me that's a very important thing that should be on the news constantly, because that's our neighbor.
What is their form of government? Is it a democracy?
It's a democracy. What happened?
Their form?
Well,
Huh?
then
Honduras
how,
is a democracy?
Yeah, it's a republic.
well, then how can they...
Here's the thing. Here's the problem.
Mhm.
When I said that the media right now is saying that it's a coup, it isn't. This is what happened. Honduras government has a constitution that states that the president can only serve one term. It cannot be he cannot be reelected after serving more than one term, and if he attempts to change the ruling in the Constitution that says that, he will be impeached.
Right.
They have no specific impeachment process. All it just means is that once you try to do something you're not supposed to, you're out. You're not tried through court. You're not going to
So
be
you forfeit your
processed or
position,
anything.
basically.
You immediately forfeit your position, and you will be forced out of your position if you don't back down.
Okay.
So this is what happened. The current president of Honduras, he was trying to put a what is it called? A referendum or amendment in the Honduras Constitution to be able to poll the citizens of Honduras, be able to pretty much find out whether or not they agree with that part of the Constitution or not, because he himself wanted to be reelected. He did want to push that rule. And the main thing that's been bugging a lot of Latin American countries that are still right-thinking, more conservative, more Republican way of thought, were against it, because he's been recently kind of been buddy-buddy with Chavez from Venezuela. Chavez from Venezuela, if anyone doesn't know already, has been kind of like a mock dictator.
Right.
He's a president. He's supposedly a democratic president acting like a dictator. So he's like a quasi-dictator right now. No one in the free world likes him. At least I would like to think, or from what I've seen in the media, about no one saying nice things about Mr. Chavez. But he's been leaning a lot left, socialist, and borderline communist, because he's also been really, really buddy-buddy with the Cuba's leader. What's his name?
Fidel Castro?
Castro, yeah. So Chavez and Castro are in league with each other. They've been like good friends, and
Right.
you know, who knows what goes on behind the scenes when they're together, kind of stuff. So the Honduras president has also started to become kind of chummy with Mr. Chavez there. So it's going to start making a lot of the Latin countries lean a little bit more socialist, and it could possibly lean towards communist influences. Now, the only reason why anyone should be worried, at least here in the North American continent, is because the more Latin American countries that lean more socialist or communist, the closer that is to us. And the whole point of foreign diplomacy and all that other stuff, as far as our side, I thought from reading history and stuff like that, was that we as Americans, or the presidents in the past, have said that they want to kind of help our neighbors from becoming or from turning into that temptation of, you know, the people in power always
this is why the UN is just not recognizing it, is because it has basically more of the potential.
No, what happened was what happened is after the current president started doing that, the Congress in Honduras caught on to it pretty quickly. And they're like, hey, stop doing this shit. You're not supposed to be doing this to the Constitution. It says in there, don't change it. If you keep doing this, we're going to do something about it. But, you know, he kept messing around, and he pushed the limits pretty much, and the Congress finally all agreed unanimously that the current president is actually going against what the Constitution of Honduras is doing. So they had the Honduran military come in to his house, kick him out of the country, and they officially exiled him from Honduras. The president of Honduras, not ironically, but obviously, went to the first place for sanctuary was Venezuela. So he's been with Chavez this entire time that he's been exiled. And then he's also been pleading to the media internationally that what's going on is a coup, that the military came in and took over the government. But what happened was Congress ordered the military to move him out according to the Constitution that they have in place there. They exiled him, and they have a temporary president who was, like, I guess the next person in line. Because I think I don't know if they have vice presidents or not. I haven't read too much into it, but if they did have vice president, I think he was very similar, leaning towards the president, so I guess they kicked both of them out, exiled both of them out, if there is a vice president. I'm not sure. So they have a brand new temporary president to continue the term that the current president had left until the new elections for presidency in Honduras happened. After that, he was pleading to the UN and everybody else that it's a coup, and then I guess somehow everybody was convinced, and even Obama has officially stated, there was actually a press conference, that Obama officially said that we do not recognize the temporary government in place that exiled the former president, and we will isolate them.
It's ridiculous.
Which is, it really is ridiculous, because anyone who can read on the internet or whatever, any news articles about Honduras can see that Honduras is in the right. They kicked out something that was turning into a socialist government, kind of like Venezuela.
Okay.
They were following the Constitution, so they didn't do it wrong. They did it according to what their law is. You know, of course, our law for impeachment, you have to have due process. You have to try the person in question to see whether or not what he did was against the citizens or whatever.
Since
but
they had no real protocol, they're kind of following what this ex-president said.
Well, a lot of people here in the U.S. have asked questions and stuff. They're like, well, they should have tried him and stuff like that. And I'm like, no, you're thinking like the law here in the U.S. applies over there. It doesn't work that way. Their Constitution specifically doesn't say anything about trying someone if they are impeached.
He's just removed from office.
Exactly. If the Congress or the rest of the government thinks that the president is not doing what he's supposed to be doing according to their Constitution, they can remove him without trial. It doesn't specifically say whether they have to try him or not, so what they did wasn't exactly wrong. But because they didn't try him, because they didn't process him like we would here, I think a lot of people in the United States have taken that stance where it's a coup, that what they did was wrong, and that they should have done it in a more proper way or whatever. So
in other words,
the thing is, I think they did the best thing that they could, because eliminating the problem, they could have probably imprisoned him. They could have probably just put him in house arrest or whatever. I think that would have been worse, because if he was still in the country, he could have called support from the other Latin American countries like Venezuela to come in with their military and take over whatever government was trying to go against him.
I see.
This way, they just kicked him out, and the current government was still the government that was in place, the Congress and everybody else, still had control of the country without him influencing it in any way by being in the country.
All right, I see.
He actually tried to fly from Venezuela back into Honduras recently to try to, I guess, go back into power. The Honduran military and the Air Force would not let even the plane come into Honduran airspace.
Really?
So they had to detour and they went to El Salvador. My country! Now that guy's in my country because he didn't go in alone. Had he been alone in the plane, they probably would have shot it down or something like that. I don't know, but then that would have probably been a big scandal. But
Yeah,
the
right.
Honduran president was smart. He wasn't alone in the plane. He had presidents and people in higher offices from other countries who are supporting him. Like, I don't know who it was exactly. I know someone from Venezuela, the representative of Venezuela, was in there. I don't know if president of Costa Rica or something. Other presidents from other Latin American countries were in the plane with him, so they couldn't really do anything to the plane.
Right.
So they flew into El Salvador because they couldn't get
That's
into
where
Honduras.
he is now at present.
So far. I can't find any other news after that. Everyone's been too focused on MJ that I don't know what's going on. And the people who are paying attention to the news on the internet that I've seen chatting with each other, it's all been divided because the U.S. has officially taken this stance of just ignoring what's been going on, and hopefully they'll fix it's the problem by itself, apparently. That's, I guess, the stance that Obama has taken. And so some people are like, well, this is what he said, I guess we have to go with what he says. And other people who are from that area, like myself, are like pissed because a lot like El Salvador themselves just had a presidential election earlier this year, and the left won. The people who were friends with Chavez. So El Salvador itself is probably going to become a little bit more socialist, which is, I think, kind of sad because that's my parents' country of origin. So that just kind of feels like the government is just going backwards, and it could evolve into something that we don't necessarily want it to. And the more Latin American countries that happens to us, I think it will be more of a threat to the United States to influence any sort of foreign say in North American continent. I don't know. I just think it pisses me off, and I've rambled on too much about it already, but there's some articles on it, and I basically summed it up. That's all that is known, and people take their sides. I can understand how people see, well, you didn't try them, you didn't do this properly, blah, blah, blah. And I guess if you're a Republican country, I guess do things similar to other Republican countries, I guess is what some people are saying. But you know what? I don't think that what they did was wrong. I think that they did everything according to their law, and that we should
Their law is
support
different
it.
from our law.
The only thing is, one of the main reason is, I guess, why no one cares, at least here in the United States, and obviously Obama doesn't, is because there's nothing big that comes from Honduras. I mean, coffee, maybe some T-shirts, textiles.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else. It's not that influential. What happens in Honduras will not immediately affect what happens in the U.S., and so that's why no one really cares, which is kind of sad, I think. Because I think it's just a snowball effect. The more Latin American countries closest to the U.S. I mean, what happens if Mexico all of a sudden turns socialist?
Oh, shit.
I see what you mean.
Pretty much the next... Central America is almost all been going to the left and leaning more towards socialism. And I feel like it's becoming the same way here.
I just steer away from politics as much as I can.
I normally do too. I really do. Because I really hate politics. But this is a big thing. I mean,
Well, yeah, I mean...
they're being
that.
accused of a coup that didn't actually happen. But...
Yeah, but it's just like, I don't even stand like left and right.
Yeah.
The dishwasher means then?
No.
What?
Just my electricity.
Oh.
It means you run up the $6 already?
No.
It's low, so it's just
low.
warning you that
It'll
it's
do that
low.
at like $13.
Oh.
But,
So that aside, I mean, I don't really want to ask you because you can't really form an opinion on just what I said. I think 15 minutes of what I just said, and you probably can't form your own opinion. You have to probably read a little bit more into it, depending on the articles. But from what I've said, and I don't know if you guys know anything about it, what do you guys think about it?
I think
crap. He's thinking of something stupid.
no. I don't even know what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Well,
Poor
I
thing.
understand. that-
It's too serious for the bear chats.
I think so
Right.
too.
Yeah.
I just wanted to put it out there because the Bear Chats cares. Every now and then,
Chats
things that
cares.
happen in our world, that we sometimes
your
have to turn a
country.
serious eye.
Whenever it has to do with El Salvador,
Well,
all of a sudden it's important. You're not Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson isn't important. I
I
agree.
don't know he isn't.
well, it's something similar that's happened in Iran, I guess, because what happened in Iran, the protests or whatever about the president
Oh,
over
yeah,
there or
yeah.
whatever. But apparently they're more important because they have oil.
Well, yeah, it's oil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's our gas prices going up.
But anyways, no more serious
Anyway.
news. I'll start with a new, more regular
Fun
news.
shit.
I don't know if you got this, Jay, but I'm gonna go ahead and read it. Morgan Freeman plans to marry his stepdaughter.
No, I didn't.
What?
Morgan
Oh
Freeman.
my god.
According to the National Enquirer, veteran actor Morgan Freeman, 72 years old, is planning to marry his step-granddaughter. The magazine has discovered that sources close to the bucket list actor claim that he has carried a nearly decade-long affair with his 27-year-old granddaughter, Edna Hines.
Edna.
It's E apostrophe Dina. So,
Adina?
Adina? Okay.
Adina.
Hines.
I hate those.
She is the granddaughter of Morgan's first wife, whom he and his estranged second wife, Myrna, raised since she was a young child. A long secret relationship led to the breakup of Morgan's second marriage, says sources. Now, N.E., which I guess is... Who's N.E.? I don't know.
Huh?
No, National Enquirer, sorry. National Enquirer has learned that Morgan and Adina are planning to wed after Morgan's contentious divorce battle is over. Morgan has led her to believe that he wants to marry her, says a family insider. Becoming Mrs. Morgan Freeman has been Adina's goal, revealed another source. The article also divulges that Morgan carried an affair with former schoolteacher Mary Joyce Hayes at the same time he was romancing Adina. Furthermore, years later, when Myrna realized that they were still intimate, she became so enraged that she threatened to sue Adina as correspondent or as an adulterer in my marriage.
Wow.
And here's a picture of the two.
Let me see.
Oh, she's not even that cute.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow. No, that's
Yeah.
just creepy.
Morgan
It's-
Freeman hangs out with Pedo Bear.
Pretty much, yeah.
He's
You want to party with that guy?
well, I mean, she's just looking for the freaking money because he's not
Probably.
like that much to look at either.
I wonder what the family thinks.
I seriously
What-
doubt they care what.
It's the voice. Michael Freeman could tell you, I just killed your parents, in his soothing voice, and he wouldn't care. He would be calm just because he loved his voice.
Wow.
Well, so you sit there and you listen to his voice and it makes you feel better.
He's a nice guy just because of his voice. You could say, I killed babies. And Because it's
I
Morgan
kill
Freeman
babies.
saying it, it's okay.
I kill babies.
No, not you.
I eat
I know.
babies. I take.
I make.
You could say something like that and just get away with it, huh? It's like I
Wow.
love the little toes. It tastes so good.
What?
Wait, I was just thinking about all the things you
Getting so
said.
much over here now.
You're like
This
talking
Friday
about
on
anything
TNT,
you
the
say.
world premiere of Morgan Freeman in The Narrator. Ever since I was a little boy, people have enjoyed the sound of my voice. And I figured you either get busy talking, or you get busy dying. The work is really quite easy. Why, even right now, I'm just sitting in a chair, sipping some tea and reading from a script. The wall is covered with something that resembles egg crates, except they're soft and spongy. Like a Twinkie. Like a Twinkie.
No, you can't say anything and make it sound good. Almost good. That's just like a Twinkie.
Like a Twinkie.
It's probably not even Morgan Freeman's voice.
We'll go clockwise. You're next.
Houstonians have more sex than anyone, allegedly.
Who?
Houstonians.
Oh, whatever.
Houston, you are one horny town. At least according... Yes. At least according to a highly scientific survey done for Trojan condoms. Make that a semi-demi-scientific survey. A polling company invited people to take an online survey and compiled 1,000 responses. The results? Houston can certainly bone it like they own it. The survey says that we have sex 101 times a year. People in the hellhole of Dallas-Fort Worth make it only 73 times a year. San Francisco is allegedly to only have just 60 times a year. So you can see why we might believe the scientific survey ain't so scientific. Trojan spokesman Bjorn Troe tells Hairballs the results maybe just show the Houstonians have a better taste in life and the simple things.
That's awful. That's awful.
It's not that there isn't a lot to do in Houston. It's a big city. Houston was head and shoulders over the second place city, Troy said, but he's yet to send us the promised report. Most cities fell into the 70 to 80 times a year range, he said. New York has 80 times a year, he added. And I thought that was high. Just to be sure, we made sure that the sex involved was A, sex without condoms, and B, between two people.
The hell, did I just get laid?
Yes, nothing masturbatory or anything like that, he says.
Alright. Alright, I'm done. Alright, next article.
Oh, okay.
You got any?
No.
Okay.
You suck.
You don't have any news today?
Nope.
Okay. Nothing,
Your turn.
Nothing interesting. I'm just
nothing
working
that-
on. I'm just working on something.
Okay.
Is it good?
Moving on.
Alright. Michael
Yeah,
Jackson
I'm working
asked...
on it.
See, here's the next Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Are you really gonna talk about it?
Michael Jackson has asked Nadia Solman about adopting the Octots to offer them a bright future because Blanket would love more siblings.
The fuck?
Oh, Michael Jackson.
You remember Octomom?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he was going to adopt all of them?
Yeah, let me get to the article. Hold on. It's still loading. But supposedly, from what
Wow.
the title says, yeah, that Michael had offered to adopt them to provide him a better life.
Oh,
Let's see. Michael
That's the only
Jackson tried to adopt Nadia Solman's Octopods just months before he died. It has been reported. The King of Pop is alleged to have offered to pay Miss Solman to look after her children. According to her publicist, Victor Munoz, I guess it's Munoz, but they don't have the little accent. He promised her children wouldn't need it for anything, for he turned down the creepy offer on her behalf. The 15-year-old singer who died last week after a suspected heart attack has 3 children: Prince, 12, Paris 11, 7-year-old Prince Michael II, also known as Blanket. Munoz claims he was called 3 times by the Star's representatives who had asked questions about Mrs. Solomon and who told him that Jackson wanted help. Jackson is also said to have called personally. He was apparently concerned by reports that Miss Solomon, 33, an unemployed single mother who already had 6 other children, was planning on putting the octuplets up for adoption. Malaya, Jonah, Isaiah, Nariah, Jeremiah, Micaiah, Josiah, and Noah were the product of IVF and were born in January. Their mother admitted on network television that she was struggling, and her mother, Angela, openly criticized her decision to have more children as unconscionable. Unconscionable? Unconscionable.
Let me see.
What the hell is that?
Unconscionable. That's like
I'm not the only one apparently. Thank you.
Unconscionable, I guess.
Like without having conscience.
Basically, yes.
According to Munoz, speaking to the Daily Mirror, Jackson told him Blanket would love to have more siblings. I could take care of all the babies. They could live with me and wouldn't need for anything. They would have a bright future, he is said to have told him.
When was this?
Ever.
This was weeks before he died.
Wow.
See, he was creepy even then.
Yeah, he was trying
He
to
was creepy to death.
He had his own P team going on.
That is crazy.
So yeah, those are the Michael Jackson related news articles I'm going to read. And there's a couple more like that, but you go ahead, sir.
Well, there was one I was going to read, but I don't really want to. But 16 famous man myths debunked. I'll skip the Harry.
800 pounds.
Okay. I'll skip the details, but one of the myths were the more you shave, the thicker the beard.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Mine's really soft.
Is it?
Feel.
You shave all the time.
Feel.
No.
I said feel, damn it! That wasn't a feel. Come here, give me your hands.
Wow.
Soft.
Come here.
Is it soft?
Yeah.
Mine's
Ooh, it's soft.
rough.
Yeah, yours is very rough. It hurts.
Mine's like...
Oh, you poor thing.
See,
Rough.
mine's like fuzzy.
I like
It
it.
is. It's like
I like it rough.
And now.
My... It's a trap.
Okay, look, wait, I'm almost done.
Well, hold
You will
on.
see.
What was another one?
Drinking yellow number 5 is bad for your manhood.
Oh, yeah, I heard that Mountain Dew like bad for your penis.
really.
Yeah, it
it
kills like
shrinks
sperm or whatever.
No, I heard it shrunk your
Balls?
penis.
Is that a myth?
Yes, it is. A myth.
It's not.
He knows.
Sadly.
I wish I still had my normal size penis.
Yeah, all 3 inches of it. Go ahead.
Excellent. Wearing briefs causes sterility. I don't even know what sterility is.
Being sterile.
Not being able to have babies.
Basically shooting
I don't
blanks.
think it's
Yeah.
what he said. I think it's sterile.
I wear briefs all the time. Doesn't?
Go ahead.
I don't think it's going to hurt anything.
Any other ones that were interesting?
Drinking beer causes a beer belly. Apparently, that's a myth.
true. Because
Well, the fact is, you
I will
don't
start drinking all the beer I want now.
Well, it's like if you don't exercise or do anything, then you're gonna get a beer. You're getting fat. That's all
Yeah.
it is.
You'll just have a fat belly instead of a beer belly.
It is. There's a lot of calories in beer. There's up to like 200.
Balding comes from the mom's side or wearing hats.
So those are myths?
Yes.
Well, hats I will go buy.
This simply is not true at all.
Okay, go ahead.
Apparently it says. Penis length measured by shoe or hand size.
well,
I thought it was always if you make an L with your hand and from the tip of your index finger to your thumb, that was closest to what your penis size is.
Wait, what?
I don't even think mine's
Say
close.
So
to
from
that.
here to here is what your penis size is.
I don't know. I heard that if you did this is how wide it was, how thick it was.
Thick.
What?
That's pretty thick.
I
Well,
Are you
worked for me.
by this?
I
heard if you use this, it works.
or was it the shocker?
what?
Yeah.
Ha ha!
Anyway,
Hold on.
Shaka.
Go your hands like this.
Khan. She's tiny hands.
Just tiny pinkies.
Damn, that's tiny.
it's about 1.5
Huh.
inches long, almost.
Damn.
I know. She's got the tiniest pinkies I've ever seen. Hold on. See, and I have small hands for a guy.
I have big hands.
Oh my gosh.
See,
See, yes, that's got very big hands.
See, hold on.
I have big hands. You know what?
Oh, when y'all hold
See?
hands, it's very
No,
big.
but look.
Yeah.
I have
Very
small
good.
hands for a guy.
No, mine.
That's
they're very
pretty
tiny.
small.
Because all the skin was used for my penis. But,
Fascinating.
No.
but see, and
Because I really wanted to
Wow.
know that.
I have very, very small hands. My boss's
Can you
11-year-old
pick
has
up
larger
things?
hands than I do. So.
How would this look?
we shall
Can
take a
you hold
picture
this?
later. Was that it, or was there any more interesting facts?
Mid-hit sexual peak at age 18.
So it's a myth?
That's a myth.
So when do they? Does it say?
It says that you.
I thought it was. I
Probably
heard
14.
I heard it was like
When
in the
puberty.
mid-20s, actually. Women's 30s.
Wait,
and
when they hit their sexual peak, or when
peak, yes.
Is that
Yeah.
what it says?
With their
peak,
highest.
like
Oh, the peak? No, 40.
Wait.
Okay.
What's midlife crisis as a
No.
whole?
40 is
different
when it
story.
starts going down.
Right. So your peak is
No,
when, at
your
the
peak
highest.
is 25.
And then you
Hey, shut up! That was last year. Leave me alone.
How old?
26.
Oh,
Really?
well, whatever, dude. No.
He is.
Yeah.
He's
Easy
that
for you
old.
to say.
Oh.
You don't have a
Like-
peak penis.
No, push out that.
Actually, I just bubbled up.
moving on.
You almost spit all over the place.
Anyway, so you weren't like horny last year?
I'm horny all the time. That's not the point. Apparently, it says I won't be as horny anymore.
No. The
Probably
thing is,
not.
it stays level and then it hits.
Well,
like,
it's a myth. That
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I like being horny and all, just not in inappropriate times. Like whenever I'm like teaching little
shit.
kids. But
Wait,
No,
when
I
are you
thought
teaching little
I thought
kids?
you liked that though. No, you didn't.
what? Teaching little kids or having a boner when I'm teaching little kids?
Yeah.
I
the
thought you
last
liked
one.
that.
I thought that was kind of the point of the pedo thing.
Yeah,
No, I just like pedo bear.
Oh, okay.
Moving on.
freak.
Masturbating too much is bad for you. False.
Speaking of pedo bear.
Yeah, I know. That's like good exercise for your
Not
hands.
ready.
But anyways, we're
It's
done.
natural.
Oh.
Those are semi-interesting.
No, not really. They're really.
Okay, whatever.
They're really
Go.
lame as
What
hell.
did you have? You apparently had something. You better deliver.
Oh, he has.
This is something else. This
He's working on a picture for the site.
This is yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You told me that you couldn't get to this site.
Okay, here. I got to it eventually. Here, check it out.
No, I know. I just want to know
Look
if
at
I
it.
could.
This is the picture.
I could get there fine.
This is the picture I'm working on.
Nice.
I want to see it.
Are you doing it in paint?
Yeah.
I was about to say because if you could tilt it a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't do anything
Well, Seth has been
extravagant.
working on a picture of pedo bear wearing.
Dude, I got there fine.
I don't know. I got to it. I think I just lost connection. I wasn't able to do it the other
Oh, gotcha.
day. And then today I just lost connection. But I'm saving this. This is all.
All right. Next next not website. Next
Article.
article.
What?
Has absolutely nothing to do with MJ, but the headline that of the website that I got it off of, the Fark.com website.
Oh, Park.
This has got to be the best headline I ever got. Okay, so everyone knows where MJ's funeral is, right? Where it was held at.
Staples Center.
Okay.
Okay.
This is the headline. 2-year-old boy's body stolen from grave. Authorities dispatched to the Staples Centers as a precautionary measure.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Was that too soon?
No.
No.
That was single best headline ever.
I don't even care about the story anymore.
No!
But let's see. Child body stolen from Stanford grave found in New Jersey River. That's sad. I mean, I don't want to
That
read the
is-
sad article.
yeah.
I mean, that's fucked up. It was just a headline that I thought was hilarious.
That is
So,
hilarious.
Zombie,
I mean, come on.
zombie Michael Jackson. I could see so much. Probably wouldn't hurt to check the pet cemetery too. All right. That was my article. Do you want me to read another one, or?
Yeah. Go
All
ahead.
right. Here's another one.
Oh.
The blessed image of Michael Jackson spontaneously appeared in a California tree stump the day he died. To Stockton, Michael Jackson meant more to us than Jesus. I think they're both about even. That was a quote from someone from that place.
Oh my God.
Let's see. A Stockton family says the image of Michael Jackson appeared on his tree stump the day the King of Pop died. Like the Virgin Grilled Mary, or Jesus, the family thinks they've got an unusual spiritual image staring right at them from their own front yard. Felix Garcia, of course it had to be some stupid Mexicans, has lived in the house for 22 years and has never noticed that apparent image in his birch tree stump. It's always the Mexicans that are finding Jesus in a piece of toast or something like that.
Why do you think so many people are named Jesus?
Shut up. I was standing by the bush and I looked up and saw that image here, Felix said. Many people in the crowd who gathered to look at the stump Sunday afternoon saw the resemblance, but why would Michael Jackson appear instead of a religious figure, or even any other celebrities who've recently passed away? Because Michael Jackson was an icon to us, said one neighbor. To Stockton, Michael Jackson meant more to us than Jesus to some people.
God.
I think they're both about even. Jackson did visit the city 20 years ago following the Cleveland school fatal shootings. From afar, it looks like any other tree stump. From up close, it looks like any other stump. Not all neighbors are convinced. Some say it looks more like the Scarecrow, and some say it looks like Jesus. The family says that they don't expect their tree to become a shrine to Jackson, but they do hope that nobody tries to cut it down. And then I got a picture of the stump.
Do you see it?
It
I
looks like
saw-
a fucking tree stump.
That's what I saw it. It looks just like a tree
I
stump.
don't see it. I really don't see what they're looking at.
Wow. It's very disappointing.
It looks like a stump. If anything, it looks just like a big gigantic elephant vagina, if you ask me, but I don't see anything
That's
there.
next up right after Jackson's.
I think I actually do have a story with elephants involved.
Oh,
I kid you
I'm
not.
So glad.
I think I really do, but I
I was
have
really
to look
hoping you'd
for it.
follow up that statement with a story, because if you didn't, I would be very disappointed.
That's the only reason why I brought it up. It wasn't like just some random first comment that I've had read something about elephant vaginas before. But anyways, you go ahead. Next one.
And now,
No.
the penis story.
Oh yeah, penis story of the week. Which one is it? Because there
Man
were
with
several.
2 penises removes 1.
I don't know if that's the same one. Is that the one where he accidentally cuts off his own? Or is it the other one?
No, he
He has to cut it off so he can be with his girlfriend.
Okay, no, go ahead and read that one, because I know that one. No, this is a different story.
The things men will do to keep their girlfriends. Ang Kwang was born with 2 penises, but has had one of them surgically removed after his lover said it was either it went or she would. When we first started
I
going,
like it.
I thought so
I don't.
too.
It probably doesn't.
Well, it depends.
I
If
said
it's two side by side, then they'll just kind of get in the way. But if it was two like this,
Dude.
vertical, no? I don't know. You're the girl here. I don't know
I was
if I'd
gonna
like
say,
it or
I
not.
actually don't get much out of it. I think that'd be a little odd, but...
you don't get
Well-
well out of 2 penises.
Yeah, you have 2
Oh my
hoes.
god! Oh my god! No, that's like... I don't know. It's that... No. Holy shit.
I just want to know that the other one. What?
Go count your dick. It would have been funny if it was more understandable.
Just a what the fuck would
No,
suffice.
it's like, where would it go, you know?
Yeah.
It's like...
But no, I want to know, did it work? Was it just hanging out there, just being like, "Hey, I'm just here," or did it actually, work? Like, did you have to urinate for both of them? Did you have to You know,
I don't even want to think about it.
yeah, because usually when someone has an extra appendage that they shouldn't have, like a finger or whatever,
It looks
it's
very
like
odd.
It doesn't move. It
Yeah.
probably doesn't work, or
I don't
it's
think
That's
it
what I was
dumb.
thinking.
I
It's probably
seriously
some
doubt it
odd.
was a fully functioning. It probably looked
That would
really
be-
gross. It probably looked like a shriveled up
Is there a
thing.
picture?
No, there is no pictures, sadly. Or fortunately.
Well,
But- Go ahead and continue reading the article.
When we first started going out, she was amazed, but in the end, she thought it was a bit creepy, said a 23-year-old from Guangzhou? Somewhere in Japan or something. I don't know.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's a short story.
I have
Alright.
another
I-
fancy
that is
article.
very.
No, I think I
I
have it.
have something.
Okay.
It's really short.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
Because Michael Jackson died, he had to cancel his dates. They were James, age 9, and Thomas, age 11.
What?
Alright, you're gonna have to be more detailed than that. What the
Yes,
hell?
please.
No, it's just a joke. He canceled his dates. For, like, singing, but not singing.
My
His dates
God,
were
you
9
suck.
and 11-year-old.
Hold on. Alright.
Ah.
Is that sufficient
witty
enough?
enough.
I didn't find it funny. That's why I had to
I
do the
didn't
red
either.
shot thing.
Fine.
I actually thought you had news.
What?
Alright. Man accidentally cuts off his own penis. This is the second penis story of the day. Is that the one you had?
I had one of those. I even have a third one.
Nice. Alright, we may follow it up with that one. Wantage, I don't know, England, July 5th. A 54-year-old carpenter in Wantage, England, accidentally cut off his own penis while working with a saw, his mother says. Stuart King's mother, Edna, told the Sunday Telegraph her son had been cutting wood for a cabinet that when the saw inflicted the horrific injury. Surgeons were able to reattach the severed appendage, she said. Stuart is a carpenter and uses a sharp and sometimes dangerous tool, Keene's mother said. This is an unfortunate accident, but these things happen to people all the time. In his profession. No, I've never heard of this happening to carpenters all over the U.S. or
Does it
anything
say
like
anything
that.
about it getting reattached?
It just said, yeah. Surgeons were able to reattach the severed
Okay.
appendage, yeah. This was an unfortunate accident, but these things happen to people all the time. South Central Ambulance Service spokesman said paramedics found him bleeding in his bathtub. I've spoken to him and he is quite embarrassed about the whole incident, Keene's mother told the Telegraph. Wait a minute, this guy confides with his mother. Hey, I just cut off my own penis, but I feel really embarrassed about it. Okay, don't worry, son. I'll just go ahead and tell the England news about it.
That sucks. That's probably something my mom would do. What do you think?
Oh, he went to bed until he was 7, and when he was 54, he cut off his own penis. He's so adorable.
Oh.
He just doesn't know how to deal with his own penis.
Alright, last penis story of the day.
If I can.
Well, no more
find it.
penises after this. We have enough peni going around.
That's a little scary. Not gonna lie.
Shit, we've almost an hour.
Fuck is that?
A 1-up.
Yeah, it's a gaining one.
Yay!
Where's your penis story?
I'm finding it.
That was a great. That was awesome. I like that.
Oh crap! It's the same one. God
Alright.
damn it.
Alright, well, pick something else.
Fine. What was the other one?
Well, while he looks for one, I want to show you this video. I'm going to mute it first because a lot of people have something against the commentary. But it is about this person that was going to the hospital but was speeding and driving recklessly, according to the police officer. And I want to know if you think the police officer did anything wrong during this transpired incident. So I'll go ahead and play the video while he reads the next article. You got one already?
Yep.
Alright. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Police taser drunk naked man armed with scissors. In Ventura, a drunk nude man covered in his own blood was tasered and arrested by police as he tried to flee a hospital armed with scissors, authorities said. Daniel Gilbert of Lancaster was apparently being treated at the emergency room of Ventura County Medical Center for a head injury he suffered in a fall. He became impatient and yanked out the IVs and the catheter, then threatened 2 nurses with scissors, according to police. Gilbert was subdued by 2 officers and booked for assault with a deadly weapon after being treated at the hospital.
Nice.
Yes.
Never run with scissors. My mom always told me.
Apparently he didn't learn.
Nope. But alright, let's see. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Oh wait. I have it turned up. I need to turn it up here.
As the cop struggles with the woman, it's a miracle.
Okay. So I don't want to turn on the
you
announcer,
serious?
so watch this. Boom! The husband, who supposedly was crushed, got out of the car and boom, just hits the officer on the side of the head with his cane. But here, let me replay it with sound. It's for Jay, since Jay wasn't watching. Do you think the cop did anything wrong with not letting him in the hospital in the
He's been
first
trying
place?
to pull over the van ahead for miles. What he doesn't know is that the driver is taking her husband to the ER. She could have easily stopped and explained her situation. But instead, she's opted for a different kind of police escort. She finally arrives in front of the hospital, determined to finish what she started.
What's wrong with your husband?
He had his weapon drawn already.
Where's he at?
He's right here.
Okay, no, you need to stay right here.
Sir, what did I
Okay.
do in the first place?
You need to stay right here.
Don't
Relax.
As the driver argues with the cop, her incapacitated husband
But he
waits
puts
in
it
the
away,
car.
and he holds it back in.
What did I do, sir?
The way his wife is acting, you'd think he was on death's door.
Okay.
All I need is a wheelchair, and I
Okay,
will give
we'll
you my
take care of
life.
that. If he's in that big of an emergency,
He
you could
is.
have called for an ambulance.
Sir, I
Okay.
came all the way from...
Relax.
I'm going to relax, but would you relax?
Where'd you
Cause
drive from?
She refuses to show the officer her license and registration until her better half is in a hospital bed. As the cop struggles with the woman, it's a miracle. Suddenly, her husband can walk.
I want you to stay right there. Relax.
He might be a senior citizen, but he can still throw down. Grandpa cracks his knee over the cop's phone. Forget about needing a wheelchair. What these two need now is a good lawyer.
Yeah, but that wasn't her
shouldn't-
husband.
Huh?
Was that her husband?
Supposedly, according to her.
Well,
What
I
if
mean,
her husband was
if
in the
he-
car and
If he was in a, I don't know. I think that was
What if it
wrong.
was-
the
what-
officer really.
Really?
I really do.
Why?
Well, because it's like if it was emergency and everything, it's like he could have been like, okay, well then, he can follow them in and and all that stuff. But
Well, how
he's
did
just
he
kinda-
know the first 50 miles that he was chasing them?
How long did it say he was chasing? I thought it was only for like a minute.
it was a
They don't showed him
It
that.
said a few miles.
It's
Oh, come on.
She could have pulled over.
20 miles.
Okay, and I can understand that, yeah, because like
That's why he came up to the vehicle, gun in hand, because he
Right.
didn't know what was going on.
Well, of course, when you pull into a hospital. But she wasn't speeding. Like, she wasn't...
Like, that's never happened before?
What?
Some thieves or something pull over to a hospital saying that it was an emergency when it really wasn't?
but still, it's like I don't know. I think
It's
there's,
true. I don't think the cop was in the wrong, really. I mean, he was being cautious, but I mean, she could have just... If it was a real emergency,
I
she'd be
just- I
like,
do
look
think
at
it's-
my husband, he's dying. You know? The cop probably just wanted to get a look
I
at
do
the
think that's
husband.
pretty funny.
I agree with both. When
Yeah,
the cop saw that the person pulled over to the hospital, he should have said, okay, since you're here, I'm assuming there's an emergency. Where's the person in question that needs medical attention? We'll put him in a wheelchair, we'll send him in there, and I'm going to take care of you over here on the side. Why the hell were you driving
exactly.
recklessly?
It's like, you could have held her accountable, but not have held the other person who's in an emergency.
At the same time, if there really was an emergency, you don't go and hit an officer with a cane.
I'm like, oh
I don't
my
care how much the officers were in the wrong. They did something stupid right there and then.
Well, exactly. It's like now he's
whether the officers were doing something wrong or not is now completely moot. You just completely destroyed your defense by assaulting an officer. Yeah.
No, I agree with that. That was stupid. It's funny.
You don't assault anyone with a gun, period, whether they're an officer or not.
Oh, I don't know. That's.
You mean a cane?
No, you don't assault someone with a gun. With a cane.
Who had a gun?
The officer.
He said you don't assault somebody with a gun.
Well, okay, assaulting someone with a gun.
Okay, you don't assault someone who has a gun.
Yeah.
With a cane.
If you don't, all you have is a cane. Sorry, I guess I didn't word it right. Yes, you're right.
That was funny. He just pops up and just cracks on it. But I guess he was kind of like, because his wife's trying to do this and that. I mean, the guy probably was.
Still.
No, I agree. That was pretty stupid.
I think there's two things. When they said the announcer was retarded when he mentioned that they should have called an ambulance when an ambulance costs like $1,000, especially if an ambulance is going to be like $500 to $800 if they live across the street.
Yeah, I would not call an ambulance.
At the
personally.
same time, though, even if it's an emergency, if a cop pulls you over, I guarantee it, or at least in Texas, I've seen it happen. I've been in a vehicle whenever this has happened, and we were trying to get someone into the hospital. When we were pulled over because we were driving too fast or recklessly or anything like that, and we mentioned to them that there is an emergency, they were like, okay, we'll follow you there. We'll escort you there.
I think it depends on the officer, because I've had a friend who had a concussion, and they were driving her to the hospital, and yes, they were driving really fast and recklessly, and they got pulled over, and then her dad got out of the car and tried to explain it, and the officer tried to arrest him, and he pushed off the officer, got in the car, and he took her to the hospital. He was arrested later anyway, but the officer wouldn't let them go. So I think it also depends on the officer, because I don't think he thought it was an emergency.
Well, the whole point, I guess, is that even... Yeah, you want to get your loved one to the hospital as soon as you can, and yes, you probably want to save money by not paying the ambulance or whatever, but at the same time, whenever you are in a vehicle with someone that you love that needs medical attention fast, you're not going to be thinking rationally. You're not going to be the calmest of people. Right. That's why there are ambulances in the first place, so that you have someone there who knows how to treat someone on site if case need be, and who can drive safely to the ambulance for you. That's what the service is for, irregardless of cost.
But it's a racket, because like whenever I went, it was
you know what? I think, irregardless of cost, they are doing a good service, even if it's $2,000.
They're doing a good service.
I would pay them $2,000 because
take advantage of people.
It's not the ambulances themselves. It's the people who own them, and it's the insurance companies, because the insurance companies don't always pay for ambulances. I think if you have health insurance and all that, they should always cover ambulances, period, because they're going to be expensive. And I think logically so. An ambulance should be expensive because you're pretty much stopping traffic and you're prioritizing your loved one because you consider it an emergency. By them, using the lights and breaking the law legally pretty much to get your loved one to a hospital, that costs money. So I think whatever the cost is, yes, it's worth it. But I also think if you have insurance, that they should cover the cost for the insurance, or they should let you pay for it in installments or whatever. But because how many times in your life are you going to call an ambulance? Yes, it's expensive, but if you call them once a year or something like that, I think it's worth the cost.
Yeah. Well,
because they're like, well, what if they're poor? What if they can't afford an ambulance and all that? Well, think about it afterwards. If you really are that worried about your loved one, you're causing more harm by driving them yourself on the street recklessly, because no one's going to pull over you. You don't have a siren on your car.
Was it you or Adam?
Actually, Jeff did.
Oh, Jeff?
But there's I drove you to Jeff's house because he's a PA. But
I don't even go to a hospital.
I know, that's why I took you to PA.
Well, I'm just saying, you don't have a siren.
what?
You don't have a right of way. You don't. you don't have the same abilities that an ambulance does to be able to stop traffic. So you driving fast and trying to get to the hospital as fast as you can is a danger to everyone. To not only yourself, but everyone else on the road. It could be an even worse incident if you get into an accident trying to get your loved one, to the hospital.
And I can understand that, and I understand what you're saying. I just wish that it wasn't a racket like it is, because I think pretty much all of healthcare is just a racket.
Yeah, that's the hospital.
It shouldn't cost you.
And not all hospitals.
It doesn't matter, like pills shouldn't cost you $600 for a month's supply,
and you're right. But the thing is,
that much
that doesn't. Let's put it this way. I agree with you with that the cost is ridiculous. At the same time, you shouldn't use that as an excuse to be able to want to or to take action to drive your loved one to the hospital. Anyway.
But that all depends on the situation. Like if
it's a broken arm or something, you don't have to drive fast to get them to the hospital.
True.
Well,
you don't even need an ambulance in that case.
You don't like I said. You only if someone's dying, you need an ambulance to treat them in the first place.
To keep them alive, to resuscitate them if necessary.
Ambulances are more for, if something happens and you need all that medical attention right there.
They have the equipment there, yeah.
Right,
they have
that's under,
what's it called?
Like, we're talking death, not like, oh my gosh, I don't feel good kind of situation.
That's what I'm saying. Had this been an emergency, I would understand.
It's important.
The guy was able to walk around the car and whack the police officer off the side of the head. I don't think he's in any emergency state.
If he was really crushed, she'd need an ambulance to lift him up.
He might have had like a bruised rib.
He wouldn't even be able to sit upright in the car. He was in the passenger seat just chilling.
So they were trying to get to a hospital for nothing.
In this
trying to play it off at the hospital.
I think the people were in the wrong, not the officers.
Yeah, I think that they're trying to play it off at the hospital.
Even if he really was injured or whatever, it wasn't an emergency. They shouldn't have been speeding. And whenever they got the police officers' flashlights on them, they should have pulled over. They really should.
If you pull over and there is an emergency, you can get escorted with the police.
At that point, if the police don't offer an escort and they still give you a ticket anyways, the police officers are a jackass and you can probably contest it.
Right.
That's what court's for. But you don't ignore the police, get to the hospital, and then whack them upside the head and expecting people to have like some sort of pity on you, which apparently everybody on the internet is. They're like,
really?
It's turning into a police state. The police are outrageous and blah, 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 blah.
Oh my god, that's stupid.
If you're whacked upside the side of the head with a cane and you're there supposedly to help people, would you still want to help people after people assault you? No.
Be like, you little bastard.
They were saying, the police officer was refusing help, that he was stalling them when this could have been a dying person in the van. And I was like, well, we don't know. We only have the video camera at that angle. Right. The police officer probably, when he came up to the van, saw that the guy was just chilling there, and assessed that he was probably not in an emergency situation.
An officer is going to be that's a big deal, no matter what.
I think if he was like covered in blood, if the lady was going more crazy, the lady looked calm, if you ask me. If she was going, my husband's dying, going absolutely bonkers, I think she would have gotten something done. Because then the police officers would probably would have said, okay, even if he doesn't even look that bad, she's making it a big deal. Let's go with her for a little bit and then talk to her afterwards. But no, she's like arguing with them. She's calm. She's not like, she didn't look agitated like someone who would be in an emergency situation.
She wasn't.
I'd be freaking out if that was like my mom or dad or whatever. I'd be completely going ballistic. But I don't know. In this specific situation, I'm gonna go against the internet. I'm gonna go, hey, internet,
I would too.
You're wrong. The police officers were in the right. I'm sorry. I watched it. I rewatched it. I was like,
I think the officers were in the right there.
If they got caned upside the head, that guy wasn't in an emergency.
No,
that
he
officer was probably able to assess from when he got to the front of the vehicle whether or not that guy needed the medical attention immediately or not. I think what he did was right. I don't see anything he did was wrong.
No.
Even having the gun in hand already. Of course, if someone's avoiding you from pulling over and they immediately go to the hospital, that can be a very big 50-50, a very
Well,
very
until
big
the person
50-50.
gets out
It could
of the
be
car, you
either
need to
it could be a very big medical emergency, or it could be someone
Faking it.
Right.
And people were like, well, why didn't they let him in? And then once they figured out whether they were faking or not, arrest them then. It's like, well, then that would have been a big waste of everybody's time. The doctors had to take time to do all that and whatever. If they were able to assess
They're
right there
wasting
and then
time
whether
and money
they
for
needed an emergency
something.
or not, and to whether their reason was valid for breaking the law, because that's what they did, was break the law. That was the only reason why they got pulled over or were attempting to get pulled over. Then yeah. But, no, whatever. I just think it's stupid. Internet, you're wrong. This time Mookie says, you're wrong, Internet. I'm sorry. I agree with you in almost everything. That's who I am.
You're Mookie.
Yes.
He's Mookie.
Alright.
It's actually Pip.
Yeah. Internet, you're wrong. Mookie Bear.
You're Mookie Bear.
Punk Bear.
Papa Bear.
And Julian is
Senor Bear.
Senor
Bear.
Yeah. Senor Bear.
That's all I got. What else you got?
Little people call FCC to ban the word midget.
I'm kind of interested, kind of not. Can you summarize it?
Basically, I think it was something that Donald Trump or someone said on The Apprentice.
What's with people thinking the word midget is offensive? It's a scientific word.
I was about to say, isn't that a technical term?
I thought it was technical.
It's like retarded. That's also scientifically a scientific word.
It's
retarded.
just how people say
retarded. I guess it's not politically correct to say it out loud or to call someone who's not retarded. It's just, I guess it's
being
like
PC.
I'm not a midget, I'm a dwarf. Okay, little people.
Yeah, but I'd rather be called a midget than a little person. I mean,
that kind of sounds worse.
I know, a little
calling
person.
someone little person, to me, if someone called me a little person and I was a little person, it sounded very patronizing. Very,
it doesn't, like,
very,
okay, would you rather be black or would you like to be a dark person?
He's African American. But
black.
That's incorrect because there's white people who are from Africa who are African American.
True.
No, you're not African American. You're not black.
There was this.
South Africa has white people and like.
Yeah, there.
I know.
Actually,
we had an article about like a few stories back about this doctor who was.
Africa's got a lot of different diversities. They never talk about it though.
No. We had an article about a couple of shows back. That's what I was referencing to. This doctor who was in a case like a legal court because in a form he put that he was African American, and they rejected. Oh yeah, it was the BAR, the bar test. Mm-hmm. He said he was African American, and they denied his passing of the test because they thought he was lying. You're not African American. You're not black.
But he was from South Africa?
He was from South Africa. He's from Africa. He's African American.
In a sense, he's African.
On the opposite end, there was this ice skater, and the announcer called him African American, and he was from France.
Black guy from France?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But how do you call it African American when he's not American or African? Really, he's from France.
African French.
African Frenchican.
He's just, and he got mad because he's like, I'm not African American, I'm French. It's like Jay's American.
They're everywhere. They're all because English people.
Was he saying that he was black too, or did he say just French? I don't know why you have to involve color. I'm just French.
Well, I mean, does African American really have to do with color?
Huh?
You know, does African American really have to do with color?
It's associated with color.
I know, it's associated, but
yes.
does it really?
Basically.
No,
but
it doesn't.
should be able to cover a wide range because, Africa is a huge continent.
There's Egyptians that are African Americans by that term.
Yeah, they
are.
Egyptians
they are.
Yeah.
A lot of people would call them Indians because of the way they look.
Oriental.
Indian. Not Indian. No. Yeah, not that Indian.
Not the Indian.
That's Native American. That makes sense though. Native Americans, like, they're natives of
America. That makes
They're the only natives of America.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, no, because Mayans and Aztec and all that aren't considered native. Well, they are Native American.
They are.
Technically.
Even if they go all the way to South Africa or South America, they're
Native
still
American.
American.
And that's the other term.
We're all
American.
American.
American and,
We're all
Canadians are American, right?
Canadians
Well, yeah,
are
North
American,
American,
eh?
Eh.
Because there's no specific term from people from the United
I
States.
said
There's no
I-
specific like United Stater
We
or,
need to
or
come up
US.
with one.
American?
We need to come.
Everyone's American.
But we're saying
People
in
from Mexico are
they
American.
But they're
People from
Mexican.
Canada American.
But they're
But
American.
they're American as well.
But we're talking about a country really more than just the location.
America's not a country.
America's a
The
continent.
United States of America.
Okay, so we're United States of Americans.
Actually,
We're
But
Americans.
so you have to say that because if you just say American, everybody from the continent of America is American.
Actually,
So
that's
y'all
two
have
continents.
a solution for this? You just kind of state in the.
We should come up with one.
Well, that's what he was referring to. That we should.
What-
come up
what
with
is
for
it?
The United States.
USA. U.S. Americans. We should just say U.S. Americans.
United Station. Wait, that didn't make sense.
United States.
United Staters.
You're
United
Staters.
Stater-taters.
United States.
United States.
United States. I don't know. We have a crappy name for a country. I'm sorry, it really is because
United
States of the continent of America. That's pretty much what it means.
Yes.
There's no like word like Mexico or
We're just
Venezuela.
the 50
or
Yeah, but
China.
you know
At least,
what?
like, whenever
I'll
Texas
tell you
was a
what though.
country, it had
This
Texas.
would it not
Exactly.
Texas.
That's the thing is that we refer to
I'm
each
a
other not as
Texan.
Americans. We refer to each other from the state that we're from.
Here,
True.
check this
That
out.
used
though.
to be a
New
country.
Yorkers.
This,
Texas,
though-
Californian?
Californians,
Here's
yeah.
a valid argument though. The first Europeans to come over here claimed America in North America. In the United States was claimed as America. The continent of America.
There was a guy named America Vespucci who found
Yes.
South America first before the Pilgrims or whatever in North America.
Okay, that argument has fell through. It almost made sense.
I think
Almost,
was it America America Vespucci or
He
something
was
like
the
that.
map maker, and he put down.
He was the
his
map
name.
maker.
He was, like,
Columbus
Italian.
was the one who sailed
Right,
over to.
exactly.
He wasn't even from England or anything like that.
So
So no,
he
I
put down
see.
his name, kind of, because why
and then
not?
there's Columbus. Columbus from Spain, and supposedly he's the big person that we
Columbus wasn't from-
idolize about
Columbus
finding America.
wasn't from-
I know he
from
wasn't
Spain.
the first. I'm just saying he's
No,
the one
he
that
wasn't
we
from Spain.
Yeah, he was.
He sailed for Spain. Wasn't he?
Actually, he's
like-
right.
well, he's Portuguese.
He was
or something.
Portuguese, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but
So yeah,
Spain
it's
is
not
the
even any
people-
ties with
Still.
England either yet.
But that's the thing, you know. America's made up of pretty much everybody. You know, there is
Yeah.
no specific American. You know.
That's why we have the African American or Mexican American or I don't even know what I am, like
But,
El Salvadorian
like-
American or
Well, you
No,
don't
no, no.
have to
You
be
just
the
say-
I am
English.
Latino.
Latino.
I don't even like
I'm
being
Caucasian.
Latino.
What the hell
I
is
don't.
Caucasian?
I don't refer to myself as Latino. I don't like
Really?
it. No, I hate it.
We're
Where's
Japanese American.
Because Latinos, to me, has
But
always
she's
been
not,
like
though.
that.
mixed, you know. I mean, because I'm not full anything.
You're a
But
Mexican.
she's not
Yeah,
Japanese.
Mexican.
Very much.
Well, I'm a Mexican.
because my dad's like Irish,
or-
my mom's
or-
mostly Japanese,
or
and that's like
Mexican or Mutnese.
Did your mom speak Japanese to you?
Mutnese. I like
Or
very.
Mutnese.
trying
No,
to?
no, she's English speaker.
Oh.
My granny's like had to learn English.
I don't know. I don't know what would refer to us.
I don't know.
That's the thing, you know.
It's so confusing,
I guess we could
man.
say Americans.
It's so confusing.
Cut out the
Yeah,
Americans.
If we refer to ourselves or as Americans, we won't say it like properly. We're Americans.
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 We're Americans.
We're Americans. Are you American? No. I'm American.
I'm an American.
I'm American.
Americans.
The instead of an, it's in. American.
Let's see.
Wow, how do we get from midgets to people
Because
being
it's all the
American?
politically correct
It's
crap
food for
about it.
thought.
So
Oh, it's my ringtone. That you said it, didn't you?
Speaking
Winnie
of
the
bears,
Pooh, really?
I have it on here. I think Seth said it though.
I didn't,
God damn it,
I didn't
Seth.
do it.
I had the. Hello.
I didn't do it.
All right,
Answer your
so
phone
let's see.
during the show.
I gotta.
no phone calls
Alright.
in the show.
Rude,
You better choose 3 more articles that are good.
dude.
3
It's
good
already
articles.
been an hour.
I know.
You want to do 3 more?
It's okay because
It's a special show.
it's a special show. We hadn't recorded in a while. We'll make it an hour and a half long, and it's been an hour and 19, so we got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes. We're good.
Unless one of you just want to too damn long, I don't feel like doing it.
Yeah, good articles that are short. While you're looking,
Okay.
I think I got one. I got one more.
You got one more?
Yeah. Unless if you got one already.
No, keep going.
Alright. Last MJ related article that I got.
God.
Gene Simmons wants MJ abusers, or MJ abuse accusers, to speak up.
MJ, what?
MJ abuse accusers to speak up. Here, I'll read it. In Toronto, Gene Simmons says he's heard enough celebrity tributes to Michael Jackson and wants to hear from the kids who accused the late pop singer of molestation. Simmons, the bassist vocalist of the classic rock stalwarts Kiss, says he's less interested in Michael Jackson's talent than he is in the accusations that the singer molested young boys. I want the kids who've accused him to be blunt of molestation to have their say, Simmons told the Canadian press in a telephone interview from Los Angeles on Thursday. I want to hear what they have to say, not celebrities. Let's celebrate the talent and everything later. Let's just figure out if there are any victims here. Jackson, who died last week, or 2 weeks ago now, was tried for child molestation in 2005, but was ultimately acquitted of all charges by a jury. He faced a similar accusation in 1993, but that case was settled out of court. For years, rumors have swirled as Jackson hung around with child stars, including Macaulay Culkin, and invited young boys for sleepovers at his Neverland Ranch. Despite being acquitted, those close to him have said he never recovered from the charges. Since his death, glowing tributes have been rolling in from celebrities around the world, with few mentions of the allegations. Even U.S. President Barack Obama paused Thursday to say that Jackson will go down in history as one of our greatest entertainers. Meanwhile, speculation raged Thursday about where the King of Pop will be buried, which I think has been already announced already, with some reports mentioning that there will be a public event in honor of the singer at the Staples Center in L.A. Officials are also probing the circumstances around Jackson's death and whether drug abuse was involved. Simmons, who's a popular and reliably outspoken reality TV star, in addition to rocker, said he initially declined to provide his opinion on Jackson, but that enough time had elapsed since the singer's death for him to break his silence. Simmons said he knew Jackson roughly 26 years ago. At the time, Simmons was living with Diana Ross and found Jackson to be charming and shy and self-effacing. You know, very pleasant, obviously talented. Jackson paid millions of dollars to settle out of court with a 13-year-old who accused him of molestation in 1993, Simmons noted. I want to know what that boy has to say, Simmons said. So while it's sad that Jackson had this sad life, and I understand that's horrible, Michael's not the only victim. I want to know what these boys have to say. That was from Gene Simmons himself, Mr. 12-inch tongue. You know who Gene Simmons is, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, while he's saying, "Oh, I'm sick. I don't want to hear these celebrities," blah 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 blah. He's a celebrity talking about.
He probably said that just to get his own
Exactly.
publicity.
Well, you haven't heard crap about Gene Simmons because nobody cares about Gene Simmons. Frankly, not even that many people like Kiss anymore. Do you like Kiss?
Not really.
I never liked Kiss.
What's the?
Was it that bad?
What's one of their most famous songs?
Is he that bad? Are they that bad?
No.
They're
Well,
not, for their time,
they're not bad. They were
okay.
that good. They were just average, I would think. They were just more.
They're meh.
They were more outrageous in what they wore, and that's what gained them popularity. Is the fact that they were just outrageous looking. Their songs themselves were actually pretty tame, if you ask me.
Exactly. That's why.
What was it? I want rock and roll all night. their only, like, what's one of their other ones?
See, the thing is, the songs they sing don't really match what they wear. They were like war looking, you know?
Yeah.
With their outfits. They were like really heavy metal and everything, and
Yeah,
they
didn't
weren't
look like
heavy
it.
metal.
But when were they? They were back in
70s.
70s?
They go back as far as...
See, that was
I
heavy
would say
metal in the
late
70s.
70s, early 80s.
That was heavy metal then, though.
I guess.
Even
Well,
though
like Ozzy Osbourne and stuff.
Ozzy Osbourne was a little later than Kiss.
No, early.
Huh?
He's been singing for early 70s. I think.
Yeah, but if you saw him in his early years, he didn't look that hardcore either with his blonde hair.
Yeah.
Shannon!
But, no, I mean,
That's all I'm saying to that.
they didn't match their image. That's all I gotta say.
I think. Well, I guess. Yeah, they look like this. They
War.
did.
They look
I guess
like
they
war.
When did Gwar start? They started in the 80s.
80s, yeah. Late 80s, I would say.
But they didn't. Gwar didn't really match their music either, in my opinion.
More so than Kiss did.
Probably.
True.
I think.
I guess. I don't know.
But if you well, when did the Misfits start? Because the Misfits look pretty crazy too.
The Misfits, aren't they?
But
Like
they're a little
that
more
metal something?
hardcore than. They were like punk, but they were a little more.
Music.
If you listen to their lyrics, they're a lot more hardcore than Kiss.
Yeah. Well,
They're not like that.
He did it just for the publicity. He just wanted to be in the news. I don't see what he said is wrong. I just think that it's retarded for him to bring it up. For him, of all people, to bring it up. I mean, what was his connection with Michael Jackson, except for the fact that he said that he was living with Diana Ross at one point in time?
Ooh, okay.
But whatever.
Let's see.
All right.
What's
Out
another
of
famous?
the ones that you chose, which one do you think is the best?
I like this one. No baloney. Largo man was arrested for the 120th time. I'm not kidding.
For doing what?
I don't know.
Who? What?
When police arrested Richard Harvey Warren on Thursday night on an accusation of stealing bologna from a local convenience store, it wasn't the Largo man's first brush with the law.
So wait, he's been arrested 120 times for attempted to steal baloney?
I think, no, this is the 120th.
Or just 120 times he's been arrested ever, and it
Yeah.
just happened to be for trying to steal baloney.
Yes. Nope.
I can't believe they'd arrest him for that. You think they
I
just
would have
be like,
given him the baloney. I don't care. It cost all of what, $2 for like this really weird processed
Yes. He has been arrested 120 times since 1987.
meat for
who is this? What's his
He
name?
has been charged with everything from shoplifting, disorderly intoxication, to indecent exposure.
so he's like Winona Ryder.
What's his name?
Richard Harvey Warren.
Richard Harvey?
Yes, Warren.
I heard that all the way from here.
That felt good.
Should have topped his neck and I could hear it all the way from here. I was like, oh my
I
god.
hear.
Alright, no, next one. It sounded retarded, unless if like he was naked trying to steal baloney.
I wish.
Wish.
Well, there are news articles like that, yeah.
I mean, what happened?
House wrecked as man kills weeds with flamethrower. Because that's safe.
I heard that. Oh my god.
Wait, what?
I guess go ahead. It doesn't interest me that much, but go ahead.
In Berlin, a German gardener's house was left with a smoldering wreck on Friday after he set the whole thing on fire while trying to get rid of the weeds with the help of a flamethrower, police said. After accidentally setting his hedge alight, the 54-year-old's garden was soon...
Bored.
Whatever. Anyway.
Next.
Where's the other one?
Better finish it with a good one.
Yes, sir.
That girl has a penis. I don't even know what I'm looking at right now.
Oh.
What?
She transvestite or something?
That tranny or whatever.
Anyway.
Okay.
Police, teens mishear sex screams, beats a man.
Huh? One more time.
Teens mishear sex screams, beats man.
I don't know what you're
Yeah,
saying.
go ahead. Just read.
A Connecticut girl overheard her mother's screams during sex and thought she was being assaulted. So the 16-year-old rounded up some friends to attack the woman's companion, police said.
Yeah,
I don't think that
the daughter beat up the mother's boyfriend because she thought she was being assaulted by him. But they were having sex.
But they were enjoying it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Why wasn't she having sex with her 16-year-old daughter right there anyway? And screaming like that?
In the next room. I don't think they were in the same
Still,
room together.
Okay.
You're screaming that loud.
Have you never been in the same room when your parents were fucking or anything like that?
No.
Oh.
Why would I be in the same room
Oh,
as
same
my parents?
Same house. I meant. That's what I meant. That's what I wanted to say.
Well, they
Well, I
scream.
don't know because my mom wasn't screaming.
So she's not a screamer.
And
Wait, how would you know?
No, that's the thing.
I'm
he says
saying
he
I
does.
don't know because my
Oh.
mom wasn't screaming.
Yeah, that's how you would know. You dumbass.
Besides that, my parents were
Whatever.
divorced.
Check is.
Okay, her significant other or whatever.
She didn't have one.
Oh.
Thank God.
Well,
I really do.
I don't know.
I'm glad.
I'm glad I've
You
never
don't know
walked
that.
in on my parents. I've never heard them or anything like that.
oh please, my parents
only
divorced
thing-
before I could
Actually,
even
there was
realize they
there
were.
was one time, but I don't.
Make sure I'm burying myself alive.
Yeah.
What about burying yourself alive?
Well, I was gonna say the only thing I've ever encountered like that was that me and my friends were having dinner at my house, and we were in the dining room table, and all of a sudden my mom comes up behind me and she was like, Mookie.
What?
What? I just had sex with your father. Yeah, my friends started busting out laughing. I was like, Mom!
How old are you?
Mom! This was like, I was 18. This was
Oh
not
my
like
God.
when I was a
Were they
kid.
drunk?
Huh?
Were they drunk?
My mom, no. My mom's like, I get my mom's sense of humor, my sense of humor from my mom.
Okay.
If
So
that says anything.
Okay.
She's just crazy that way naturally.
it's like, hey Mook, yeah, I just had sex.
With
Thought
your
I'd let
father.
you know. With your father.
And she had to,
Just had to make
reiterate with whom she was having sexual
Gotta-
with.
Gotta let you know who I was having sex with.
Wow.
Exactly.
'Cause you
She had to
really
remind-
wanted to
She had
know.
to remind me right in front of my friends while we were eating dinner.
Oh man. Well, on that note,
Yeah, so it was alright.
yeah,
It's alright.
A lot of news, some of it too serious, but
yeah.
hopefully I think we
Hopefully we'll.
talked about important things.
We
And
talked about important things. We talked about a lot of things.
I hope you get a lot out of it. All of our 5 listeners. So see you later.
I didn't get to say bye.
Say bye, Seth.
Bye.
Seth.